Really, man?
Don't shame our parents for needing assistance. If your parents genuinely needs wheelchair assistance, do it. Don't feel guilty.
See, this is why we can't have nice things.
Okay, so apparently if an Indian elderly person is sitting in a wheelchair at an American airport, we have a new crime. International wheelchair fraud, executed and designed by Indians. Okay, let's slow down. One of my followers sent me this video and asked me to react. And honestly, I understand the frustration behind the video. But I think we are missing a very important piece of story. And yes, I thought the dramatic music was a little unnecessary. The argument is actually strong enough without the soundtrack. But to the bro in the video and everyone else who's raising this concern, try to understand my point. I'm going to give you some background and the reason we do it. So, before we judge someone's behavior, we should understand the world they come from. And this particular behavior makes a lot more sense when you understand how many Indians grew up. In India, we have a very strong culture of service and convenience. Think about a simple restaurant. You finish eating, and someone brings you a little bowl of warm water with a lemon slice in it. It's called the famous finger bowl. It's not lemonade, it's not soup. Do not drink it unless you add salt or sugar. So, we love little things like that. Someone brings the food, someone clears the table, someone carries the bags, someone drives, someone helps around the house. For many middle class and upper middle class Indian families, having domestic help is completely normal. Only Ambanis and Adanis do their own work. So, from childhood, many people grow up in an environment where getting assistance isn't unusual. Now, add age to it and knee problems, back problems, arthritis, balance issues, or simply the inability to stand continuously for a long period. And here's the part people don't always understand. A person can walk perfectly well and still have difficulty standing for an hour. Those are two very different things. Your legs might take you from the gate to the bathroom. That doesn't mean they're ready for an airport marathon. And let's be honest, airports can be brutal, especially Atlanta. If you travel, you know, I always go from main terminal, stop at C, pick up my Chick-fil-A, and then usually my flight is at terminal E or D. It takes pretty good time after TSA. Atlanta TSA, don't even talk about it. Many people miss their flights. Atlanta is the most busiest airport. I think it's second in the world. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But still, if you are traveling from Atlanta airport, always be there 1.5 to 2 hours ahead of time. All right, back to the important story. If you travel through Atlanta's airport, you already know what I'm talking about. Between getting through the terminals, TSA, walking between gates, and waiting around the airport itself can sometimes feel like a workout. And then there's something else we forget. These elderly people may be about to spend 18, 20, sometimes even 24 hours traveling in an economy seat. Yes, most of them might travel in economy seat. Sometimes that's very little opportunity to move around. So imagine this. You already been standing in a TSA line and you walk through a massive airport, then you are expected to stand again at the gate. And honestly, I don't even understand the giant boarding lines at the gate. When they call my group, I usually wait until there are 2 or 3 people left and then walk up to the gate. Why are 150 people standing in a line when the plane isn't going anywhere? Something I never understood. But yeah, that's a conversation for another video. For an elderly passenger, though, all that standing can be very different experience. You walk, you stand, you wait, you walk again. Then you discover the gate is apparently located in another country. And especially when an elderly parent is traveling internationally, families sometimes request wheelchair assistance because they don't want the person standing for longer periods. Not necessarily because they're trying to jump the line, not necessarily because they're trying to scam anyone. Sometimes it's simply because their son or daughter knows if my parents stand here for 2 hours, I may be taking them to the doctor tomorrow. Now, does everyone who uses wheelchair assistance genuinely need it? Of course not. Every system can be misused. People misuse parking permits. People misuse priority lanes. People misuse almost everything humans ever invented. But that's not the reason to assume everyone using the service is cheating. And here's where I actually want to defend the people in the wheelchair. Many of these elderly passengers are not trying to beat the American system. They're simply navigating a system that is very different from the one they grew up with. And some disabilities are invisible. That's an important point. A person doesn't have to look disabled to need assistance. At the same time, I also want to talk to my fellow Indians because defending our people doesn't mean defending every behavior. If something repeatedly makes people around us uncomfortable or creates the perception that we are exploiting a system, we should at least stop and think about it. We are hearing the word assimilation a lot these days. Assimilation doesn't mean abandoning who we are. It means understanding the environment we are living in. If your parents genuinely needs wheelchair assistance, do it. Don't feel guilty. But if they're perfectly capable of walking and you're using the wheelchair purely because it might make the airport experience faster or easier, maybe don't. Because when enough people misuse a legitimate service, eventually everyone starts getting judged. And then the people who genuinely need the help pay the price. That's the balance I want to see. Don't shame our parents for needing assistance. Don't treat assistance like a VIP pass either. And to people watching these videos and immediately calling every Indian family a scammer, maybe ask one question first. What if I don't know the whole story? Because sometimes what looks like privilege is actually pain you simply can't see. That goes for immigration also. Many immigrants take a lot of pain, go through a lot to have a better life. But there are also few people take advantage of the system or misuse or doesn't assimilate as needed. And that's the point of this channel. I will defend our community when we are being unfairly judged. But I'll also call us out when we are wrong. Because being pro community doesn't mean blindly taking our side. It means helping our community do better. So tell me what you think. Is wheelchair assistance being misused at airports? Or are people simply misunderstanding how elderly passengers use the service? Let's have that conversation. Just keep it productive though. Debate the idea. Don't attack the person. Don't kill the messenger. Kill the message. Kill the message. Anyway, and if you have another video or topic you want me to react, send it my way. I'm Smiley, and this is American Pulse, making sense of Indian America. Maybe airlines should come up with two options. One option is for the disabled, and the second option is for not, I wouldn't say VIP, but priority. Just like the way you are giving priority boarding, just give a wheelchair for people who can't walk and charge them extra. I would pay it for my parents who paid my tuition fees and made me who I am today. Think about it.